Hi, good afternoon and good morning. Welcome to our webinar on complete visibility and better profitability using Acumatica's construction edition. We will just wait for a couple of more minutes. A few people are joining in. We'll let them join in and we will start our webinar. We'll give them like 1 minute. And before we start, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions, we just type your questions in the Q&A box. You should have access to the Q&A box. So just type in your question, and we will take care of all the questions towards the end of the webinar. And I believe we have mostly everyone joining in. So again, warm welcome. Thank you for taking the time and attending. We hope this will be valuable and provide you insights into how you can improve visibility and profitability of your business. So just on the agenda, we will have a quick overview about Vista, what Vista is all about. We will go and touch upon the problems which are faced by the construction industry. We will see an overview of Acumatica's construction edition. I'll give you an overview of what it provides. And after that, we'll have a demo. We'll actually walk through an entire project lifecycle in Acumatica. And we will have some time for Q&A towards the end. So about Vista Solutions, we are an ERP consulting and implementation company. We've been doing Acumatica implementations, and we have certified functional and technical consultants working with us to implement Acumatica for our customers. We have a number of years of experience across our teams implementing ERP across various verticals, and we are partners of Acumatica. We have more than 200 ERP consultants, developers who will help our customers in implementing ERP systems. And of course, we have expertise in the construction vertical. So as we said, we focus on ERP implementations, but we also are a complete digital transformation company. We help you migrate from your obsolete systems into the next generation of software, whether it's BI tools, robotic automation, ERP systems, amongst other things. And we have solutions for complete construction management. We provide 24/7 support to our customers across North America. Moving on, let's touch base on some of the common problems which is faced by the construction industry. The foremost is the planning process. We know it is important for the planning process to be accurate. Otherwise, either the project will be in delays or it would be a loss-making venture. It is important to material wastage is a big problem in the industry which needs to be addressed. Inaccurate estimations. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have faced this at some point where your estimates are not accurate. So this is a big problem which needs to be addressed. Lack of real-time data, and we will also focus on this because what we see is the field and the back office is not connected, right? They don't have real-time data, so they cannot make decisions on business. You have complicated project management processes where maybe the project management tools are not integrated with your back office, like an invoicing system or other systems. Data sharing is not efficient, and which is basically causing silos. And you have time-consuming processes. People have to do duplicate entries, copying from one system to the other, and so on. So which kind of reduces your return on investment. So those were the kind of operational challenges. Some of the more strategic, like higher level, business level challenges which the industry faces is the silos, right? You have your accounting department, your procurement department, and the field department not connected. They are making information without knowing what the other team is doing. Again, information is not flowing smoothly across the organization. It's as a business owner or a manager, you want to see what projects are profitable. And this is very difficult to obtain. This kind of visibility end to end is very difficult. Labor costs are the most expensive variable cost in construction projects. And having visibility is very important. And this is, of course, a big, huge challenge about labor cost. And you have, companies generally use numerous external systems, which means they're not integrated. One system does not talk to the other. It's difficult to get an information when it's spread across multiple systems. And again, because of this older technology, it limits transparency and potential for any improvement in your processes. So I'll just talk a little bit about Acumatica ERP. Acumatica was basically born in the cloud. It's an ERP software which is cloud enabled. It has multiple deployment options. It can work in the cloud, pure cloud, or it can be hosted in public cloud, or also on premise. It provides a lot of leverage. It is integrated with a lot of collaboration tools like Outlook and other things. It is flexible. It can be used like on a desktop. It has a mobile app, so it can work in different scenarios. And the biggest advantage is because it's on the cloud, you have your different business units, all of them using the same software. So you do not have a separate tool to manage your projects. Your field service people are not using a different tool. Accounting is not using a different tool. And inventory, again, procurement, inventory is not using a separate tool. So, which means everything is consolidated in one software, which enables the flow of information from one software, one department to the other, helps them make improvised intelligent decisions to improve your business's bottom line. With Acumatica's Construction Edition, which is Acumatica focused completely on construction industry, you can achieve greater profitability by connecting your people and projects. You gain complete control. Of course, you can focus on your project. You avoid paperwork. You can, of course, get profitable growth and best of the world with connected cloud. Some of the reasons why you would want Acumatica's ERP and how it helps you is, firstly, it helps you track projects in real time. Acumatica provides a mobile interface which your field service can use, and you get real-time access to data of what is happening, what is the status of your projects, how much labor hours are being put in, and so on. It also eliminates any delays because there is this end-to-end connectivity between your different departments. It automates a lot of workflows within your company and helps them collaborate in a better way. Acumatica, and we will look at this, Acumatica has role-specific dashboards or role-based dashboards, which help a person based on their role to execute their job properly. So a project manager will be able to see their projects and take actions regarding the statuses of their projects. And of course, you can log from anytime, anywhere using a mobile phone or a desktop device. Another point I would like to highlight is Acumatica has unlimited users, right? So the licensing model is very suitable for companies. You can add as many users and you won't be charged a per user fee, which is really helpful for construction companies because you can have your entire staff on Acumatica. They can log their information, whether it's someone on the job site logging their task, the status of their task, or someone in the back office creating those invoices. Everyone can be on Acumatica. It provides unlimited access to users. Some of the features which Acumatica has, some of it which we look at, is managing your projects, financial management, job cost accounting. So bottom line, it basically ties your financials to your project. So all the job cost, allocating job cost to projects, budgeting, everything is completely streamlined in Acumatica, which we will look at in the demo. It again takes care of your payroll and amongst other things. Contracts, managing contracts, changes to contracts, when there is a change, if there is, if it will be profitable or not, evaluating all these things is part of Acumatica. Acumatica has built-in compliance. It has a CRM. I talked about the mobile app, which you can give to your people on the field. It has advanced material management, change management, which I talked about. So if there is a CR, managing, evaluating the impact of the change, whether it's going to be profitable, how does it impact the bottom line, amongst other things. Project billing, different flexibility in whether you want it time-based or time and material-based or milestone-based or other. It provides a lot of flexible billing options inbuilt. Joint checks, retainage, and daily field reports. So these are some of the features of Acumatica. What we will do is I will invite our consultant Vimal to walk us through a demo of Acumatica.
Thank you, Faisal. So let me just take you to my screen. Okay. Faisal, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay, thank you. So I'll just log out and log in again. So today we will be talking about the Acumatica's construction edition, and I will be focusing on the project lifecycle. So here we have opportunity. We'll see how we can create an opportunity in the system to get a new project. And then we'll raise a project code to our customers, and we can revise our codes. And once it is finalized, we can convert that project code into a project. And this conversion can take place through a very simple method by using project templates, where we have specified the parameters or the tasks already in that template. And once we have the project, we will finalize the BOQ, and we'll import it in the project through the Excel template. And once a BOQ is imported, we will initialize our budget, our revenue budget and cost budget separately. And then we'll try to raise some expenses and through the purchase module or through the subcontractors. And once we have the cost coming in or expenses in the project, we will raise an invoice to the customer, which will generate income in the project. And I'll show you one of the important feature in project module, that while generating the income, you can park that income in your unrecognized income. And once the project is completed, or you want to recognize it, you can run the allocation, and based on the allocation rule, your unrecognized income will be transferred from unrecognized to your recognized income. Same goes for the costing side as well. And then we'll discuss something on project billing, commitment and cost tracking, and some reports. And at last, we'll discuss on Procore and Smartsheet integration. So let me just take you to my opportunity screen in my project, or even a dashboard. So this is my Acumatica login screen. I'll just need to key in my user ID and password. And when I click on sign in, so Acumatica will take me to my the dashboard screen. And on the dashboard here, I can see I'm landing upon my construction project manager dashboard. So here I can see small widgets with some very important information along with the job site camera and some meter task or some drillable reports. So these widgets are telling me that I am having 18 active projects, 20 late project tasks, and so on. So this is creation of these widgets is not limited. I can create as many widgets as I want. So right now you can see some of the important widgets are already over here. And if required, we can click on this design and we can add a new widget. So, and the good thing about adding the widget is that in order to add a widget or create a widget, you don't need any coding knowledge. Anyone can do it. So Acumatica works on a low code, no code functionality, which helps any user to add in or to create a report or widget in the system. Then let me just give you a brief introduction about Acumatica. So Acumatica is a multiple tenant, multi-company, multi-branch environment. Like here you can see I'm having 3 different companies and 4 different branches stacked to it. So if I want to jump into any company, it's just a matter of click, and as soon as I click on the company, I can land up into that particular company. Now I am in revision 2 capital. So toggle between the companies happens with just one click. So this is the flexibility which Acumatica offers. And then in the left hand side, you can see the modules available. So user can enable or disable these modules based on the access roles. So if a person is not having access, you can take out the modules from his access and he won't be able to see these modules. And then a good thing about the Acumatica is that Acumatica is a browser based application. So this entire page is flexible, or it depends on the resolution of the screen. So if I reduce the size of the page, the widgets or the modules take its realign automatically. Okay. Now talking about these widgets, if these widgets are not just showing me the numbers, I can click on this widget and Acumatica will tell me that how Acumatica is deriving this 18. So if I click on it, I can see all my 18 active projects. And creation, like I said, the creation of these tables or this report is based on low code, no code. So any users can create this report or even edit this report. Like if I don't want to see any columns from here, I can just click over here, and let's say I don't want this base type over here, and I can move it to the left panel, and the base type has been removed. Or if I want to bring the employee name in the front, it's just drag and drop. So this is the flexibility which Acumatica offers. Then let me just take you to my opportunity screen. So these are the opportunities which are created in the system. Again, this is a GI or a report. And here also the same functionality works. You can just toggle between the columns over here. So let's say this is my opportunity. I have already created an opportunity for the demo purpose. So you can create an opportunity by specifying the class, estimation date, subject, and selecting the business account. And then you can perform your tasks on the opportunity. So you can create a task like this. I have already created a task on this opportunity, and you can add a new activity also. Let's say I want to create a node. So I'll just refresh it. And now I can add an activity. Let's say I'm adding a node. And then I can just save it. So whatever activities are done on a opportunity or any screen, Acumatica keeps a track of all those activities. And then once you are done with the activities, or you can do activities anytime, the purpose of adding an opportunity is to raise a code to my customer. So I can add a code from here, and like I have already added a code here. So this is my code. I have added this code in the system, and I have already done my estimation. So I have already specified that how many senior consultation hours are required, or how many junior consultation hours are required, what will be my cost, and what will be my sales from this. So I can send, once this code is confirmed or created by the user, he can send this code to the customer via email, or he can print it and then attach it in the email and send it to the customer manually, or he can just click on this email button and system will directly send it to the customer. And once it is send it to the customer, you can convert this code into a project. So if I can copy this one, I'll copy this code and I'll create a new code. So I'll just paste everything, or maybe I will create a new code. I'll just add all the details into the code through my project template. Like, I need to specify these details. Okay. Once this is done, I can do the estimation over here. Okay, I can add my estimation task and I can submit this code, and then once submitted, I can convert it into my, I can print this code and send it to my customer. Okay, so like this, I can create a new code. I'll just quickly copy it. Let me just copy it again and paste it. And I'll submit this course and convert it into my project. So when I click on convert to project, system asks me some extra information, that whether I want to populate my labor cost rates, or I want to activate my project, activate my task, copy nodes, whatever nodes I'm having over here, I want to copy it to the project, and so on. So for now, I'll just activate my project and activate my task and click OK. So when I click OK, you see system has already created a new project for me with all the details I have added in my code. So I have my template over here, I have my customer, and I can set my revenue budget levels and cost level budgets. So a little bit more information on my revenue budget level and cost budget level. These are the levels or the combination based on which you can define your budgets. So you can define your budget based on either task or the combination of task and item. Same goes for the cost level budget. You can define your cost budget based on task or task and item. Then obviously you can have your start date, end date, project manager, and all those settings. Now this is again integrated with your employee screen or equipment screen, production screen. So you can, based on these checkboxes, you can restrict the visibility of this project into these specific modules. Or more specifically, you have other checkboxes over here. So if you untick this one, this project will not be visible in the GL module or AP module, and so on. And in the bottom here, you are having some billing and allocation settings. So you can define your allocation rule over here. I'll be talking about this allocation rule in a moment. And same for the billing rule. So like Faisal said, we have different kinds of billing rules available in the system, or we can even tailor made these billing rules based on our requirements. So we can create even like billing rule for time and material kind of project, or we can create a billing rule for progress billing method. And then we can define our rate tables and add that rate table to the project. We can even create performer invoice and then convert those performer invoice into our AR invoice. We can use time and material revenue budget limits and so on. Okay. Now talking about the other tabs, here we have address specific information, and then we have tasks. So these are the tasks or the sub projects which we can create based on our requirement. So if I want to have, I can create any number of tasks for a project. Like here, I am having 16 tasks over here. So these tasks, I can specify whether it is my cost task or revenue task or cost and revenue task. So if it is a cost task, this task will be visible only in my cost budget tab. If it is a revenue task, it will be visible only in my revenue budget tab. That right now, all my tasks are cost and revenue. So all these tasks will be visible in my revenue and cost budget, both the tabs. Okay. Then for each task, I can specify my allocation rule and my billing rule. And here I can see my completion of each task, start date, end date, and so on, billing rule, etc. Now jumping to another tab, revenue budget. Here I can specify my revenue budget based on my project task, account group. Okay. So I have already, and even I can export this budget into to Excel and for analyzing it, or even I can create the budget into Excel template and I can import it into my into Acumatica. So right now, let me just remove this one and I'll upload a new budget, revenue budget into the system. So I have already created a template here. So I'll just select OK, and whatever there is in the template will be copied. So I'll be showing you the template in a moment. So you see, it's just one click and all the data from my Excel has been copied into Acumatica. Now, this is my Excel template from where I have copied the data. So here I have already created columns for project task, account group, description, original quantity, budgeted amount, unit rate, and so on. So all this information I am keeping it in my Excel, and then I'm pushing it into Acumatica. And then I can simply save it. Same goes for the cost budget. This we can import it after finalization of BOQ. We can prepare our BOQ in the Excel and get it approved from the cost control department. And once it is approved, we can simply come here and upload it through the Excel template. So like I'll select my Excel and upload my BOQ. So once it is uploaded, you can still make changes into it. Like this BOQ is showing me budget. I can specify my BOQ budget based on quantity and unit price, or I can straight away put the original budgeted price. That is up to you. And once we have original price, we can convert it into, we can revise it, and we can have a revised budgeted amount. Let me just save it. And as you see, right now, we don't have any actuals here. So once we have finalized our BOQ and we have initialized our budget in the system, cost and income budget both, then we'll raise some purchase invoices, or we'll raise some expenses either through purchase or through subcontractor invoices. And subsequently, then we will raise a AR invoice to generate some income also. So right now you see everything, all the actuals is empty and everything is under the variance. Okay. Going to the another tab or next tab, this shows me the balance. So let me just quickly recalculate the project balance. And now you can see under income, I have revenue group, and this is my revised budget. And under expenses, I have a couple of different type of expenses and a total of all the expenses in the bottom. Right now, I don't have any actuals. And this screen basically gives me a comparison between my, or tells me all the information regarding my budgeted amount, my actual amount, my performance of each task or each account group, my committed open amount, committed pending invoices, and so on, and the performance also. Then under commitment tabs, I can see all my purchase orders or all my subcontractor orders. Or if required, I can create my purchase order and subcontractor orders from these buttons as well. So we'll be creating them in a moment. And same goes for the invoice tab. This tab will store all the information related to my AR invoices. Or it's better, I'll just click here and I'll show you another project which already has some data. So this is my new project and this is my old project. So if I go here, I can see an invoice. I have already created an invoice for this project. So like this, you can see all the invoices which you have created on this particular project. Then similarly, you can create your change orders, and all the change orders you can see over under this tab. Same goes for the change request. You can store your union related data also in this tab. Like I have, for the demo purpose, I have created one union for Washington District Council of Laborers, and I can tag those information to my project. And then activities. This tab will store all the information related to the activities done for this particular project. You can create a note, you can create a chat, escalation, messages, phone call, work items, etc. And or you can create a task or any email sending out from the system to the customer or receiving any email from your customer. All those activities will be stored over here, and you can come to this project anytime you want, and you can track all you can keep a track of all those activities. Then you can specify the employees who are working only for this project, or the employees which are associated only for this project, which will and will not be visible to in other projects. And then same goes for the equipments. If you are specifying or issuing any particular equipment only for this project, then you can tag your equipments under this tab. Under defaults, you can set some of the pre-defaults for your GLs, your sales GL, cost GLs, sub accounts, and attributes. These are the, you can, if there are so many fields in the project module, but still if you think that some of the fields are not visible or you want some extra custom fields, you can create them as an attribute and you can tag it under this attribute tab. So this can also be done by any individual in the company. This also creation of attribute doesn't require any coding knowledge. Then approvals. After creation of any project, if the project is subject to approvals, then you can see all the approvals under this approval tab. Under mailing and printing, this here we can specify the settings required to send an email to customers. Like we already have some mailing IDs and we have already some predefined templates in the system. So like if I want to send a project quote to my customer, I can specify that what kind of what report I want to attach it with the email, what will be my notification template, that this will specify the body, the subject of the email, and whether the report will go as a PDF attachment or Excel attachment or as an HTML attachment. Okay, so all those email related settings we can specify under this tab. And then we have a dedicated compliance tab. Here we can specify the compliance related data. So if we have any insurance or certificates which are required for this project, we can tag those compliance related forms in this project, and based on the expiration date, system can even trigger a notification to the users that the particular certificate is going to expire and you need to renew it. So, and then we have contracts here finally. So this is my entire explanation on the project. Now let's jump into our own new project which we have created from the project code. So this is our project, and we have specified our budget, revenue budget and cost budget. So now let's just create a invoice or a purchase order so that we can have some expense in this project. So I'll go to my purchase order. And sorry, I'll go to my purchase order module, and let me just open any purchase order. So this is the purchase order, and what I'll do, instead of creating a new one from the scratch, I'll just copy the data from this purchase order. And copying the data is just with the one click. I can click on this clipboard button and I can copy this data, and then I can click on a plus button to add a new purchase order and paste everything from the previous purchase order. So see, with just few clicks, I'm able to create a new purchase order. And then I need to add my project, this new project, into that purchase order so that system should accumulate the expense from that purchase order into this project. So I'll just add my project. Okay, so this is the tab where I can add my project. So I'll add the same project for all the lines. Now, once I release this or once I remove it from hold, this project will be this purchase order will be visible in my project. So if I remove, and an approval is triggered to a specific person or my manager, and he or she can approve this purchase order. So if I want to see this approval is triggered to whom, I can go under my approval tabs and I can see this is my trigger to my manager, Laila. Okay, so right now I am having logged in as an admin, so I can approve this one, and I can directly raise a purchase invoice to my vendor. So I'll simply, let me just key in any reference number and I'll just save it, and I'll remove it from hold and release this one, so that system will accumulate this amount into the project. Now, if I go back to my project and I go under commitments, I just need to refresh this screen once again. And the same purchase order will be visible under my commitments. So you see the same purchase order has been is visible now in my commitment tab, and I can see the order quantity or order value along with the status and currency. So all the purchase order created for this particular project, or all the subcontractor order created for this project, will be visible under this tab. Okay, and now if I go under balances, since we have released the invoice also, purchase invoice, so now I can see some actuals also coming in. So this was my budgeted amount, and this is my actual amount, which is coming from my purchase invoice. So right now I have created a purchase invoice for my materials. I can do the same for my equipments, labor, other expenses, subcontractors, and so on. And once I have my cost, let me try to bring some income also. So what I'll do, I'll just go to my revenue budget tab, and I'll try to complete one of the project. Let's say I am completing only 10% of this particular task. So the moment I specify that 10% of this task is completed, system will tell me how much amount I need to bill to my customer. Okay, so I'll just save it, and I just need to run the billing. So when I click on this run billing, system will tell me, system will automatically create an AR invoice, and for that particular amount of pending amount, I can see the same amount here. And based on the settings in the customer, system has already applied the retainage also. So if I want, I can toggle between the application of retainage. If I don't want to apply retainage, I can just uncheck this one, or I can even check this one and just save it and release it. So once I release it, the amount on this invoice will also be accumulated in my project. I can see it under my actuals in the balance tab. So now if I go under balance tab, I can see the same amount in my actuals. So if you have noticed closely that now this income amount has been accumulated in my unrecognized income. It is not yet recognized. So let's say over a period of time, or while closing the project, I want to recognize all my income which is parked under unrecognized. So what I can do, I can simply create a JV, or I can go to actions and I can run my allocations. So if I run the allocations now, okay, let me just run it again. So you see, all the income from my unrecognized has been transferred from unrecognized to my recognized. Now I have recognized my income. So like this, I can do multiple times. It's not just one time process, or even I can schedule the system in such a way that based on the date and time, system will automatically run this allocation for all the specified projects in the backend, and user need not have to come to this project screen and click on this button manually. Okay, so this, now how this allocation works is, let me just quickly take you to my allocation rules. So here under task, I have already specified that what will be my allocation rule. So let me just click on it. Here I can specify the settings which are required to run the allocation. So I can have any number of steps in this allocation. And right now I am having only one rule. I am specifying I'm telling the system from where the quantity will come, and billable quantity will come and amount will come. And then I want to recognize the amount from which account group. So this is my unrecognized income account group, and I want to recognize whatever amount is there in this group to my recognized income or sales revenue. So these are some of the settings which we need to do to run the allocations. Like this, we can create any number of allocation rule in the system. Like this is based on the labor and material and travel and subcontractor. Similarly, some other time and material based allocation rule, time and material along with WIP. So here you can see a number of steps are added here. So based on these steps, you can run the allocation, and you can allocate the income or cost in the system. Now, same goes for my billing rule. I have already specified in this billing rule that what type of my billing I want. So here I have specified that I want a progress billing. I can specify in the system that whether I want progress billing or time and material. And similar to the allocation rule, here also I can specify my steps, and based on these steps and these settings, I can run the billing for my project. So if I see another billing rule, here this billing rule is based on time and material. Okay, I am having a couple of steps. So based on the formulas over here, I can run the billing in my system, and based on these formulas, system will decide what amount should be there in my AR invoice. Okay, now was my project life cycle. Now at the end, let me just take you to some of the screens. Acumatica comes with a tons of reports for each module. Like here for construction module, we have specific reports over here. We can see the project balance, project profitability, employee hours. So I have selected a couple of reports like this project WIP report. If I click on it, this will show me all the WIP with respect to a specific project or all the project. So now if I run the report, I can see these are my running projects, and I can just make it somewhat bigger so it is visible. So these are my running projects with the WIPs. I can see the contract amounts, estimated cost, along with the actuals. So if I go right, I can see my actuals. So what is my project cost to date, project billing to date, recognized income, gross profit, and so on. And these are the reports. And maybe if user can, these are the some of the inbuilt reports in the system. And if required, you can create your custom reports also in the system. So like this, we have many reports, inbuilt many reports in the system. You can have your project budget versus actuals, and you can have a project P&L in the system. And one small thing I just wanted to add, that you can even access this, like Faisal said, you can even access this Acumatica through a mobile app. So this is my mobile app, which comes in the package. And here you can see all your modules, and visibility of these modules is based on your access roles. So if you have the access to a particular module, you can see those modules in your mobile app as well. And not just module, you can even see your dashboards. Like you see at the bottom, if I click on it, I can see all the dashboards for which I am having access. So if I click on this construction project manager, I can see all the widgets which are available in my browser. The same widgets will be visible in my mobile app as well. And even you can click on it and you can drill down and you can see the reports from the mobile app. So I think we are running out of time, so maybe we can take some questions. And if you need some extra information, maybe we can schedule a one-to-one demo where we'll discuss this construction module in detail.
Thank you, Vimal. It was really good, and it really, this demo really highlights how Acumatica integrates the project execution with your financials, whether it's budgeting, profitability, invoicing, and so on. It's really shines when it comes to integrating all your different processes and departments. So Vimal, if you can stop sharing your screen, I will quickly share mine.
Okay.
While Vimal does that, if again, if you have any questions, Since you have participated in this webinar, we will do a free consultation for you. So reach out to us. We will be able to understand your specific requirement, put your data in the system, and maybe do a customized demo for you. So we can do that for you. And while I share my screen, another housekeeping note is if while we're waiting for questions, this webinar was sponsored by Acumatica. So they should be reaching out to you with a lunch voucher if you are in the US. And if you are joining us from Canada, please reach out to Roshni and she will be able to help you with the voucher. And if you don't hear from Acumatica, give them a day or two. If you don't hear from them, please reach out to us and we'll figure out. And yes, there is a question. Can we get a call recording of the webinar? Sure. We will be uploading this information and sharing with all of you. There's another question is, can I import my data into Power BI? So Vimal, if somebody is using Power BI as a reporting tool, can they import the data within Acumatica into Power BI, maybe do some advanced analytics?
Yeah, sure. They can add the data into Acumatica and can pull the data into Power BI, and then even not only pull the data, or even they can pull the widgets from Power BI to Acumatica.
Okay. So basically, if you can have Power BI widgets in Acumatica natively, right? Like in the
Yes.
screens. Okay, that's really powerful. Another question is, will the ERP help with construction compliance?
Yeah, Acumatica comes with a dedicated compliance module, so you can specify your all the certificates, insurance or compliance related documents in the compliance module, and tag them with the customers or vendor masters. And when you create a project with respect to those customers, the same compliance documents will be carry forwarded from the customer master through the project module. So at any given point of time, if the compliance certificate is expiring, system can notify to the user that a renewal is required, or can even stop from creating a new entries.
Cool. Yes, and as we said, Acumatica is meant for construction companies, verticalized for construction. They have a special edition for construction, which means that it has a lot of compliance inbuilt. But if you have any specific question you're looking out for, reach out to us, and that's both relevant for both US and Canada compliances. So feel free to reach out to us. Another question is, does Acumatica integrate with other tools?
Yes, Acumatica has an open API. So with the help of open API, you can integrate it with any application you want. And with respect to construction edition, Acumatica comes with inbuilt integration for Procore and Smartsheet.
Okay, cool, good. And I believe those are all the questions, and we had allocated 45 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending this webinar. We will be reaching out to you with any questions you have. And again, if you don't hear about the lunch voucher, please reach out to us. Any questions, you have our email address right here. Reach out to us, call us, and we will be glad to help you out. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.